Hey guys, what's up? It's Sarah Rehart here, coming to you guys from my home here in Oklahoma City. And in this video, I want to talk to you guys about the importance of writing things down. Now, I know this sounds like kind of like common sense, but I want to really go into depth on the importance of why you should write things down. And so the first thing is, okay, so this is something that I actually just learned just recently, is that whenever you write things down, there are thousands and thousands of different movements whenever you write in the English alphabet. Now, in other alphabets, like in other languages, like the Chinese language, for example, there are even more movements. But, you make movements, whenever you're writing things down, there's thousands and thousands and thousands, whether it's in letters or in words. And then for every movement you make a new neural pathway in your brain. And so I thought this was so interesting. And so whereas if you type, there's only eight movements. There's only 8 movements. And so, that's a huge difference. Thousands to 8. So say for example, you have 2 people. You have one person who is taking down notes by writing them, and then you have a person right beside them that is typing on a computer. Now, after an hour, you tell them, hey, put your notes away. I'm going to quiz you guys on what you guys have learned. And so you ask them everything that they can recall from what they've learned, from what they've written down. And supposedly, I think there's studies on this, but the person who wrote down on a computer can't remember anything. Whereas the person who wrote their notes down, wrote them out, they can remember a substantial amount more than the person that just typed them, because once again, because of the movements, you make so much more movements by writing than just by typing, and that's why there's only 8 movements, and so therefore 8 neural pathways that you make in the brain whenever you type. So that's why this is so important to write things down. And also, whenever you write things down, you free up a lot more space in your mind, and so therefore you can keep taking in more information. For example, I know for sure you guys have probably had this happen where someone told you, hey, remember, hey, we're gonna go out Saturday at 7 p.m. And so you're like, okay, yeah. You don't write it down, you just think you'll remember. And then here comes Saturday, and then it's 7:05, and your friend is like, hey, where you at? And you're like, oh shit, you're like, oh shit, I'm so sorry for the language, just, no, yeah. But, sorry, I totally forgot. Whereas if you would have wrote it down, you would have remembered it more, because not only would you have been, putting that into your brain as a neural pathway, but then also it would be freeing up, space in your mind, so that way you can remember more things and more things and more things. So also, I want to give you guys a bonus tip that I was taught by Kevin Trudeau. He always says to write in blue ink, and the only thing that he has said, he just always says usually just to write in blue ink. He's never said why, until I think one video he said, because it has a higher vibration. And so therefore, the only thing I took from that was that it just it just pops out more, and it just it's just a higher vibration. It's just more attention grabbing, and so therefore I think you remember the things more if you write it in blue ink than say black ink, for sure. So that's something that I've definitely done. I'll actually show you guys. Those are my notes right there. And, blue ink. I write pretty much just in blue ink. I try to just write in blue ink. So, but I hope this helps. I just thought it was really interesting. And, I want you guys to know that like that's something that I've been working on, is to try to just take notes like constantly, like everything new I learned, because I just know that like whenever I learn something, and like say I'm just like laying in my bed and I'm being lazy and I don't want to take notes, I mean, it's actually in a way kind of like a waste of time, because you're going to have to go through it again, and because you're not going to remember it. It's just going to go in one ear and out the other. And like usually whenever you just like you learn stuff and you don't write it down, I think it's like a less than like I know for sure it's less than 10%, but I think it's like, I think just less than 10% chance of remembering of everything that you learned. So, which is like a really small amount. Whereas at least if you write things down, you have a 40 to 50% chance of retaining the information you just learned. So it's like a substantial amount. So, you know, I just encourage you guys. You know, I know it can be a pain, you know, because it's like more time, but then again, I feel like in the end, you would probably be spending more time like watching the videos like over and over and over and over and trying to remember the stuff, than if you just like watched it one time and took notes one time, and, you know, you would remember the stuff like after the first time watching the video, if that makes sense. So that's just something that I've been trying to work on more doing, is just, you know, taking down notes like every single time I learn something new. So anyways, hope this helps, and hope you guys got a ton of value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and like this video. Leave me a nice comment. Let me know what you thought, and share with someone that you think that this could help. And then also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So other than that, that's all I have. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Talk to you then. Bye.